area. Oops. Oh no, what am I doing? It worked out so well, and now I'm just messing up. I knew that would happen at some point. Hey everyone, this is Techos, and today I'm bringing you my playthrough of Black Angel on this channel. This is the result of a poll on my community tab on my YouTube channel. Because if you back my Patreon at least the board game expert tier, then you can suggest one game a month that the community will then vote on, and then I will play the winner of those games the following month. In December, 2 games were suggested. First of all, Black Angel, and also on tour, a flip and write game. And of course, Black Angel won the vote because it's the much more complex and much more interesting game, right? And of course, it's much more interesting to see a playthrough of this game here. This setup here, just to be able to film this, took me more than an hour to set up, right? Because this is quite a big game, and I'm trying to fit as much on screen as I can. So this took me a really long time to set up. If you actually back me at the Gaming Insider tier, at least on Patreon or even higher, then you can also see like a small behind the scenes, like in my behind the scenes video of January. You can actually see like how the setup looks like. And before we start, let me just read out the story of the game. So humanity, through its irresponsible behavior, has exhausted the natural resources of Earth, making it almost uninhabitable. In a burst of lucidity, pressed by the irreversible degradation of the planet, the great nations are forced to put aside their differences and share their knowledge in order to create the most vast spacecraft ever constructed. Thus, the Black Angel project is launched. The Black Angel, the first intergalactic frigate in history, must transport the genetic heritage of humanity beyond known worlds over a journey that is likely to last several thousand years. Her crew will be composed of only robots, because no nation is willing to trust creation of the AI, which is the artificial intelligence, that will control this crew to any other nation. A compromise is found. The Black Angel will be co-managed by several AIs, and the utility of each decision will be evaluated in VP, the validation process. At the completion of this long and perilous voyage, when a new inhabitable planet has been reached, the AI that has earned the most VP will be entrusted with reawakening humanity and overseeing its new start. So it's a really cool story, actually. I quite enjoy this. Pretty cool theme. Also, the artwork is really nice. So this is a really good game. It is really complex. So usually, like the 4 players or 3-2, like with however many players you play this game with, would like play one of these AIs. I will be playing one of the AIs, and I will be playing against Hal, which is like the AI of the game. So it's like the Automa, right? So there actually really is an Automa I will be playing against, and that is the second AI. And before we get started with the game, let me just quickly set it up. It will seem quick to you, but believe me, it's definitely not. Alright, so that should be the entire setup. I hope I haven't missed anything. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here. It's still okay. I mean, there are games that are as complex as Black Angel, or even a little less, that have more setup. So this one is okay. I think if you kind of know what you're doing, if you kind of know how where everything goes, then I guess you will need around like 10 to maybe 15 minutes to set this up, right? I need a little bit longer now because it's been a few weeks again since I last played this game, and I'm very transparent here because I will have to reference the rules off and on, just because this is a very complex game. I have played it, I have practiced it for you, like not practiced, but I have learned the game so I can play it on the channel, and I've been wanting to play it for more than a year anyway, right? It's just been sitting on the shelf, so I'm kind of thankful that you are kind of forcing me to play this now. So yeah, so we can now get started. This is not a teach, right? This is just a playthrough. I will tell you how to play the game. I mean, you will see how I play it, how it is played, right? I think this is a game better experienced instead of being taught, because it does have a lot of moving parts. In essence, it's always my turn first, and then it's the AI's turn. Of course, in a multiplayer game, you would do it a little bit differently, right? You would have like a starting player and whatever and whatnot. But here in the solo mode, you always go first, and HAL, so the AI goes after you, goes second. That's one thing to know. The other thing is when it's your turn, or even when it's the AI turn, because the AI does similar things to you, then you either need to do sequence A or sequence B. That's just a sequence of moves or of things you need to do during that sequence, right? Sequence A is that what you usually do, like playing cards, and then using, this is essentially a dice placement game mainly, right? And then you take like one of these dice here and you place them. Then you can draw another card, and that's pretty much like sequence A. This is like how you get moving, right? How you fulfill missions, how you get points, resources, these little tiles here, new cards and whatever, right? That is sequence A. That is the main sequence you will be doing. Sequence B is when you can't do anything anymore, or you don't want to do anything anymore. Then you just reroll your dice, and the Black Angel keeps going forward. And that is pretty much everything you do, right? And I will show you how these both sequences work, so you kind of know how it works. The goal of the game, as mentioned in the story, is to have the most VP, right? Which is pretty much the victory points, right? They call it differently here, but that's in essence what you're trying to do. So the last time I played against HAL, I think I did lose, but I think only by 4 or 5 points. So it was actually pretty close. So I can't promise that I will win today, but I will give it my best. All right, before we really get started, let me just kind of show you what you see here, just roughly, and then we will just get started, and then you can see how we play. So we have 2 game boards here. We have the main game board here. This is where all the actions take place. This is inside the Black Angel. And then we have the second game board here, which is space, where the Black Angel is actually just going forward. There's a really cool system. I will show that to you during the sequence B when the Black Angel moves. So we have different working areas, so to speak. We have the yellow one, then the gray one, or maybe it's some kind of blue, and green. And there are different actions you can do here. This is kind of tough to explain, but let me just try. And that's why I was saying it's better to see somebody play it instead of just talk about it. But I will kind of just show you what you see here. So in the actions here in the yellow working area that you can do is, this one is like contouring a ship. So you can actually like send like these little robots that you can see here. There's these little robots. You can put them in these ships here, and then you can just send them out into space and they can just do stuff. These are really, really cute. And then, let me just put those back. That's what you can do here, as well as there, as well as there. It's just important to see, like, the colors are important for the cards here that you can play. Then the action here you can do is get new technologies. Technologies you will put here in your grid, and you can actually activate those with cards. Oh, actually, I will not be able to activate these because I need space there, so I might have to move it a little bit later on. I will do that later on. And then what you can do here, this one is repairing the Black Angel, because you can see here there are like these ravages that attack your ship, right? These are called ravages, and these are cards that will be turned over, and these will just block pretty much like these spaces on your ship, right? And you see here that they will also damage these slots. At the beginning you draw 2 of those and you put them like in the 2 slots. Unfortunately, I was that unlucky to have like both in the same slot, so both slots are now damaged. These can be repaired, then you get these cubes, and these cubes you can actually use here, and this is pretty cool because you can use them to manipulate your dice, which is really cool. But if they actually block the second slot here, then you also like get like 1 point subtracted here from the die that you put there, right? And the last thing you can do right here is destroy ravages. Destroying these cards here, because these cards you can also take into your hand then if you destroy these ravages, and then you can use them also to activate these columns here. I will show you later how that works. Let me just put that back here. So that is roughly what you see here, how it works. I will tell you when I play. Then here is just cards and resources that we need. Up here is the space, that is the the planet we're trying to reach, right? I will show you also later how that works. As soon as we reach that planet, we actually, the game is over, and then we will see how we do. You see like this little space token here that reminds of us when we will actually end the game. And this is space here, so the Black Angel will move forward. The mechanism I will show to you later, that's pretty cool. And then you also can like put missions here and send like little robots out. All right, so that is pretty much what you see here. And now let's just start the first round, and I will kind of show you how it works. You will need a few rounds to understand this game because I will not do all actions in the first round, right? But yeah, I'm hoping you have fun. Accompany me on this journey, even though I might not win this game, but let's see, maybe I actually will. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So, and we will always, of course, start with sequence A. Oh, I didn't show that to you. This is the deck of the AI. I will show you later how that works. Let me just put that here because, well, I will have to, we don't need the right side for now. So let me just put that a little bit further here so I can show you how the rest of the mechanism works. I will pull that over whenever I need it. I won't need it now, and I don't always need it in every game because you can't do, like this is like a lot of other games, you can't do everything, right? And I'm still trying to figure out what like the best way of actually like what are the best paths to victory. I'm still figuring that out, and that is very exciting. So what we first do is we take a look at all our cards in our hand. At the moment, you see like the cards have specific things down here. Let me just use my second camera. So you see here like these cards, they have different symbols down here and icons. These are like missions for space. I will show you later how these work when we actually go into space. You do that by going into one of these spaces here, like these, do these missions here, right? That is important then. But what I will do now, first, we take just one of these cards and we can like activate them. Not only the color is important because now we can activate these tiles. These have specific abilities here. So as you can see, these have like specific symbols. The one here at the top left lets us either put one robot from the supply, because you see we still have a few there, onto the game board, into the break room, so to speak, or we can switch robots here from the break room into that one of these little spaces here. These actually give us more dice later on if we put robots here, but we can't use them, right? And we can only use those in the work area in space. Then this one lets us either take one ship from the supply. We need these ships for space missions, or we can like start a new ship in space or move one. And here we just get resources, right? These red cubes, these let us turn over one die. So just change the value of one die. And these resources can be used for several things. For example, we can buy dice. So we can only use the dice in our area. You see here marked with our red color because I'm the red player as most of the time. And the white player is Hal, but I can only also take one die that belongs to Hal. If I take this, then I have to spend one of these resources that I just talked about and give it to Hal. Hal doesn't receive these resources, but here at the back of Hal's deck, let me show you close up. You can see how many points he gets for everything that he would receive, right? So he doesn't actually physically receive these items, but if he would receive them, then he gains these points instead. And this must not be underestimated. These points rack up really quickly. Okay, so and now I play one of these cards face down and put them in one of these three or one of these three slots. And then the entire column or row is activated, but only the colors I put that the card has, right? So if I put the card here, this row would be activated, but no tiles because the card is green and the tile is yellow. I would have to put it here, right? So that the green was activated. And that's a really interesting mechanism. If you have later one of these Ravager cards here, the red ones that I showed you, right? These you can use to activate an entire row in all colors, right? So these are pretty important. Okay, so let me see. I definitely want to like repair a little bit and do some ravaging. Remove some Ravager cards this round. So that's one thing I would do. For now, let me see. So I definitely want more robots because I want to do as many missions as I can. Because like in my other games, I kind of neglected these missions, and I also neglected these tiles up here. So I will try to do that a little bit more this time, right? So this is why I would like these robots. One more robot, so I would just take one of my green cards here. Although that is a pretty good mission here, right? It is not a bad mission. I could also activate that next round because I really would like to have that mission because it gives us another robot, which is good, and also a victory point. That is not too bad, right? So you know what? Also, these cubes are pretty good, but we also need ships, right? Because if you look here, we only have one ship at the moment. We do need more ships than that. So yeah, let me just take a yellow card, place that face down here, and then this row will be activated, right? And we can either move a ship or storage ship here in space, or we can get one. And I would definitely take one from the supply and put it here into our area here. As you can see, now we have 2 of those because I really need those ships. Okay, so I think that is a pretty good move to actually do here. Okay, and now that was our first thing. The next phase of sequence A is to use one of our dice. I would like to get these tiles here pretty soon. I think that's one thing we can do, and also I want to get some Ravager cards, maybe repair a bit of stuff. I think that would not be too bad, but I think I will start with the tiles first actually. So what we do now is, now we need to place a yellow die here, because that is for discovering technologies, right? And I would like, there's a few cool technologies. This one just means that we can draw a card. That's pretty nice. Like every time we activate, like for example, this robot row here, for example, we could also just draw a card of any color. That is pretty good actually, right? This one just lets us take another ship, which is not bad, but we have the exact same thing there already. And this one is pretty interesting because this lets us activate a technology to the left or right of it, right? So we can like double a technology. That might be a good idea if I put it, for example, here, and then I could double like getting these resources. That would not be too bad either, to be honest, right? But we do have a 2 on our die here at the moment. If I would turn it around, it would be a star, which is a 0, pretty much, right? I think I would take this and get one of these technologies, because you see these cost 2 each, right? We have like the die with the 2 here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but let me just show you there a little bit closer. So you see there the first 2 technology cost 2, and the later ones all cost 1, right? So yeah, let us get this one with the card here. I think that is pretty good, right? So what we do is then we take this die, we put it right here. And there's a 2, so we have 2 to spend, which is this one. If I had a 3, for example, I could take this one and this one, for example, right? So I will just take this one here. And what we do now is, now we don't put it on our board, we need to slide it in. So if I can only slide it in from one of these or these 3 directions, right? So I could slide it in here, so we have that green row, but I think I would rather slide it like this. You see, like this. And now you see that the configuration changes, right? And we can also like push tiles off our board. That is possible as well. Okay, so that is not too bad. I think that was a pretty good move. One really interesting mechanism, one of many interesting mechanisms in this game, is that these are not going to be replaced now. These will be replaced as soon as mission cards are put into space, which is really interesting. I will show that to you later when we do that. Okay, and now what we do is, now we always draw a card of the color that we put the die there. So it might also be a good idea if you need like more green cards to actually use a green action, right? But I did take a yellow one, so I will just take this card here into my hand, and now I have these 3 cards here, which is pretty okay. All right. And that was already sequence A. And of course, right, that the die that I used, I have to put it right there where the other dice are. Forgot about that. Okay, so that was my sequence A. And now it's Hal's turn. Hal will also do sequence A. To do so, we take a look at Hal's deck here, and we turn over the first card, like this. And then we always take a look at which sequence he will do. Well, he will do sequence A, right? The top one. So we see like he will use a yellow die, and we also see like what action he will do, right? So we will take like the yellow die here of Hal, and we will put it right there. And now Hal will do that action. And this, as I said, this is about doing missions in space and whatever. So Hal will take draw a card of this color, of this die. So he will draw a yellow card, and they will take a look at the mission here. And there are two different kinds of missions we can have, right? There is this mission right here with like these dice pips here at the left, and that means that this is a mission that can be activated in space. There are also other missions. Do I have one of those? Yes, I do have one of those. These missions right here, these activate automatically as soon as they leave the space map here, right? I will show you later how that works. So this is one that can be activated, and when Hal draws one of those, then we take a look at, let me just switch to the other camera again. We take a look at the last row here, and these colors here, we have like different planets, like, right? We have these red, yellow, and also, we have these yellow, gray, and the green symbols here, and then we will put it on one of these symbols here, of these yellow ones. There are two in this row actually. There's one with a comet, right, with one of these silver linings. So if we have to put the card always on that with the silver lining, because then Hal will automatically get 3 points. So Hal is over here, the white one, so Hal now has 8 points. We still only have 5. And this is pretty cool because you can already see like what happens now. So whenever you put such a mission here in space, you always take one of your robots from the break area here, and you put it here on. I hope you can see it here on this little circle there, because there is like a specific reward you get for just placing it in space. So Hal puts it there, puts a robot in there, and will receive a ship. These cards here say that Hal gets 1 point when receiving a ship. So because Hal doesn't receive any physical rewards, just the VPs, right? Okay. So Hal did that, and now we take a look at all the tiles that are around that card we placed, and if there are any Ravager symbols. There is one Ravager symbol right here, which will now be activated. And we do what we did at the beginning of the game. We just draw one of these Ravager cards. There is like a number here at the top, which is a 5, so we will put it here on the 5, and also take one of these damage markers here and put that right there. Okay, so that is now what Hal was doing. So that is pretty much Hal's move. And the last thing we do is, let me just go close up again. If we take a look there, you see like in the top left corner, or in this position would be the top right one, you see like that a yellow technology with 2 arrows. And that means that you will take a technology here, a yellow one, and we will slide it in from here, right? So and this is the way that new technologies appear here when we actually have like put like missions in space, right? So if you take a look at my cards, there also are technologies that will appear here. All right, so that took a little bit longer than I thought, but this is kind of how Sequence A works, right? So that was Hal's turn, and now it's my turn again. So I do have like the 1 and the 3, but first we need to activate something here. I would like to activate the green one, but I still like this mission here quite a lot, right? So I think I'd rather activate the blue one for now and the green one after that, right? So I will activate the blue one here. I will just put that right here, activate that row, and we'll either receive 1 resource or one of these cubes. These cubes are really important. I don't use these resources too often, to be honest. So I will take one of these cubes and put it just here in my own personal supply. And now I will choose a die to use. I do want to draw another green card, right? Because I want to activate this row, but I also want to play that mission later on. So I will use now my green die, so I can take a green card later on. And I will put that, well, I could actually put like a mission in space. That would be a possibility. But I think I would rather like to remove a few Ravagers. I think that might be a good idea as well, right? So I think I will do that because it's a 3, which is the highest number, and that is pretty good because if I put that here, now I can remove 3 or destroy 3 Ravager cards, right? If I decide on a specific number, for example, like 6, then I need to destroy both at least, right? So let's say I only had a 2, and I wanted to destroy like all 3 cards that were lying here in 4 in case there were 3 cards. I couldn't do it because I could only destroy 2 cards, but there are 3. I need to destroy all of that specified number, right? So I will choose number 6 and 5, which is like 2 plus 1. That's 3 cards altogether. So I will destroy all of these cards. And that is pretty cool because now I can just take those into my hand. And that means now I can activate an entire row and the color doesn't even matter. So that's pretty cool. So I will take those into my hand. Yeah. And then I will draw a green card because I activated a green die, which is a similarly good mission. And I will put that right there. So that was my sequence A. And now it's Hal's turn again. So let's turn over a card. They will activate their blue die here, or let's say gray. I don't know if it's like grayish blue. Let's take blue for now. Let's call them blue, and we'll put it right here. So we will draw a card, which is again a card we can activate. Then we need to put it like in this row right there. We will put it here. We will put one of Hal's robots on here, and that is another robot. They don't receive robots, but they receive 1 victory point for that, right? So we go 1 up even. So they are already like they're already speeding ahead, and we don't have any points so far whatsoever. That is wonderful. All right, and then we also have like a Ravager here again. So a new Ravager will go to number 3 here. We'll put a damage cube here, right there. All right, and I think that was already it. Not quite. The technology here, right? So we will get one of these gray technologies that we will put right there. And you see, these can now get cheaper and cheaper, which is good because I would like some of those quite soon as well. Maybe next round I will get a few of those. Okay, so it's my turn again. Oh, we put those right there. I definitely want to destroy a cube. I think what I'm going to do now is I will actually now show you how that works. If you take one of these damage cubes here, right? I will take one of those, put them back in the main supply, in the common supply, and then I can turn over 1 cube to the other side. So a 3, which is really cool because now I have a higher number. I can put it right here. And now I can repair the Black Angel. You see that a lot of red cubes are already on here, and I can remove 3 of those and turn them into scrap that I can use again for later to manipulate the dice later on. So I will take these 2 here for sure, and I will also, I don't really know this, take this one. These 3 here, right? Because I put a 3 there. Had I put a 2 or 1 there, I could take less. And I can convert them all to scrap here and put them right here. One thing is that I do own the game in German. It doesn't matter because the game is language neutral, as you can see, but I don't know all the English terms for the specific components and things. So it might be possible that I'm using different names, but the gameplay still is the same, right? So I hope that doesn't really detract from the viewing experience. Okay, so I did that. I used one of these dice, so I will take a blue, gray, whatever card. Okay, so that worked out pretty well, like this, and that was my sequence A. And now it's Hal's turn again, and now we take a look at the cards. You see here, yellow die, Hal doesn't have one, blue die, Hal doesn't have one. So we will take the green one, we will put it here. Hal will not do an action, but Hal will immediately get 3 victory points. So now it's 13-5. I have not gotten 1 victory point so far. I really need to get going soon. So, and now it's circling back to me again. I can't do sequence A anymore because I don't have any dice here, right? I can't do that, and I have to use a die in sequence A. So I actually now have to use sequence B. That means I will take a look at each of these areas here, and for each of my robots in these working areas here, I will take 1 die. So that's 1 each. With this action here, as I showed you, I can actually put robots from the working area in here, so I have more dice. Might be something, but I'm not quite sure if I will do it. So these are my dice. This one is horrible because that is actually a star. A star is a 0, right? That is not very good. By the way, it is possible to actually do sequence B when you still have dice left here, but you will actually lose victory points for like each of your dice that is still in here, right? I never had like the urge to actually prematurely do sequence B when I still have dice here, but there might be applications for that. I couldn't really tell you that. What we do now is we take our tableau here and we kind of reset everything. So we take all these cards that we played into these rows. Oh, by the way, wait, I forgot. Last round, I actually forgot to activate one of my rows, right? Let me just do that because I forgot. I did have these Ravager cards, right? So I would have taken a Ravager card and activated that green row to take more cards. Let me just take maybe a yellow one, I suppose. Well, actually, let me take another green one. And also then I could have gotten a new robot, which I would definitely do. Like put a robot right. Well, actually, yeah, let me do that. Okay, so I forgot about that. Sorry about this. So now back to sequence B. We reset the tableau. So we remove all of these cards here. I will just put discard piles off camera. And whenever we need to reshuffle these decks, then I will put the discard piles. Whenever we need to refresh these decks, I will shuffle the discard piles and put them there. And now the Black Angel is moving further to space, to that planet. So what we do is we move the Black Angel one space. Then we take this tile here, we turn it over. Then we move all of these down here and put that one up here. So it looks like we're moving through space, right? That is an amazing mechanism. I love it. And that one is getting closer and closer. Whenever this little tile of space is actually falling down the board, so to speak, because we will take that and turn it over and stuff, then we will actually put the planet there. So that means we still have like 2, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 movements before the game will end, right? Before we will actually reach space. Okay, so that we did. Of course, there could have been cards or robots or whatever that would have been removed from the map. I will show you later how those work. Okay, and that was my turn already. That was my sequence B. And now it's Hal's turn. Hal doesn't have any dice either, so Hal will also do sequence B. And Hal's sequence B is pretty similar. We look at the robots here. We take like 1 die each here. We roll those, put them back into Hal's area. Oops. Oh no, what am I doing? It worked out so well, and now I'm just messing up. I knew that would happen at some point. Okay, and now we do the same thing, right? Sequence B activated. We move the Black Angel. We move everything down here. Turn that over. So, and that is one thing. Let me just let me say that I really like the game. I think the mechanisms are great. This is really crunchy. As soon as you know how this game works. So now you have pretty much know how the game works. There's still a few more rules that I might explain or might not explain, depending on whether I will do them this game or not. But in essence, that is pretty much how the game works. So it's not that complicated once you know how to do it. But there's so many moving parts, right? I'm still not quite sure like what the correct path to victory are. Oh, that should have been over there. And like, because you can't do everything, and I'm still trying to figure out what you can do, but this is a really, really cool game. I really enjoy it. One thing that I find really strange is that everybody can do sequence B, right? So this moves really quickly, right? Because I thought like, okay, if I have 3 turns, maybe later 4, or 5, depending on if I have any robots in here, and then I will just keep moving the Black Angel, but only like every 3 to 4 turns. But no, Hal is also doing that, so it's like double the speed, right? So space is already here. So I don't know, that is pretty quick. Like, this game goes over pretty quick once you get into it. It's quite quick. But I've been recording for so long already. I mean, I'm editing out quite a few things. So wow. Okay, this is gonna be a long video. I just keep talking too much, so I will just continue. Okay, so sequence A again, because I have dice here again. So first I will activate one of these rows or columns. This actually, I actually don't need that too much, I think. So I think I will activate one of these green ones because there are no green ones to get there. So yeah, I could do that. So I'm just gonna activate like this green row over there. So I can first of all draw a card. Green, yellow. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Let me think. I have one of each color this time, so I will get all cards. You know what? I think I will just take another green one. Let me just take another green one for now. And then, and now I'm thinking, I would like to get another robot in here, but I do have 6, which is pretty good. And if I put one in one of these working areas, I could have more dice, which is nice. That was a pretty cool rhyme, I suppose. And I would still have 5 robots, which is a lot. I can get more robots later on. Maybe even this round with a Ravager card, right? Could just activate this one here. That might be an idea. You know what? So instead of getting a new robot from the supply into my break area, I would actually take one of these chilling robots and put them in one of these areas. I would like to get more technologies, right? I think that is really important. So I think I actually want more yellow dice. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay, cool. So, and now I need to use a die. So we have the blue one here. I could remove stuff again, but not too much. I think I actually want to get robots out here. I think I want to actually start with some missions. And yeah, I think I will actually do that. So what we do now is I will now take a green die. This one is a 0, which I don't like. So I will spend one of my scrap cubes here, put it back into the common supply and turn that over to the 2. And then I will place it right here. What that now lets me do is now I can either move a robot that I already have in space up to 2 spaces because I put a 2 here, right? If I had put a 3 here, I could put up to 3 spaces, whatever. But I don't have a robot here yet. So what I can do is instead of taking a robot that I already have, I can start a new one. For that, I do need a ship here. And I also need a robot from the break room. So I put these together. I will have to show you how amazing that looks with the second camera. This is just amazing. Take a look at these components here, right? So you actually put these little robots in these little ships here, and then you just fly them around space. This is like one of the most amazing components ever. And take a good look at this. This might be featured at during Component Monday at some point. But I think this is just an amazing component. I love that. So, and then we put it here right where the Black Angel is, and then we can move it up to 2 spaces. That color of the die is important because that is the color of cards I can put in space. So I will move 2 spaces up because down here, let me see. That will not be enough time. No, it will not be. So I will actually go 2 spaces up there, right? And then I can place a card of that color here. So the color of the die, of that space, and of that card all need to match. And then I can put a card of that color here, which I will do right there. Okay? And now you see like these little slots there. There are like these little slots right there. And that is where you place the robot that you flew there, right? You place that in there. And what we also do is we take one of our robots from the break room on the game board, on the main game board, and we put it here on the reward. That's what we did for Hal's cards as well, right? That is a victory point. You put that there, and then we receive that victory point. So I finally am getting my first point here, which is great. I can activate this card with dice later on. You see here that I can activate it with dice, and then I can get that reward, which is pretty cool. That means we now need to put a green die with a 1, 2, or 3 there, and then I can activate this effect as often as I have activations, right? So if I put a 3 there, I can activate that 3 times, which means getting 3 robots and 3 victory points. And that is amazing. That is really good. All right, so, and now the next step, as usual, Ravagers appear. So we see like there are 2 Ravager symbols adjacent to this card. So we will draw 2 cards. This one will go into 1 with, of course, a cube here. We will remove those soon. And the second one will go to number 2 right there, also with a cube. And before we continue, there's one thing that I need to say. It is possible that I actually forgot to resolve these Ravager effects before. So usually when there's like a Ravager effect here, right? Like a Ravager card, and I use that action, I can do that, but I need to resolve the effect of the Ravager card. It's possible that I removed the Ravager cards before that happened. I'm not quite sure. I can't really say, but just be mindful of that, right? So we need to resolve these effects then. And now we need to, put new technologies here, right? So there is a green and a yellow one that will go there. So we will just push all of these up here. Oh, these become really cheap now. And put there a green one first, and then a yellow one. Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to get a few of those. I only have a 1 here, which is pretty bad, but I will turn that into a 3. Then we can get a lot of stuff there. Oh, that will be really cool, actually. Okay, nice. So, and since I used one of these green dice here, I will take a green card for that, put those into my hand. Okay, cool. And now it's Hal's turn. Hal will pretty much do the same thing again. Use the green die right here to destroy Ravagers. And here is a little arrow that you can see here right below the Ravager symbol, and that is counterclockwise. And that means Hal will go from number 6 to 1 and destroy 1 Ravager card on the way, which is that one right here. A destroy Ravager card grants him 2 points, which is pretty good. Not good for us, but good for Hal. Okay, good. And now it's our turn again. I definitely want to get some of these technologies. Definitely, yeah. And I also need to activate, well, we don't have a green dice yet. Okay, let's activate a few things here first. I definitely need more robots. I definitely do. But I think I'd rather have another green die. That would be pretty cool. So let me just see what we can do here. I will definitely use a Ravager card to activate this column right here. So we can either get a new robot, or we can put one there for more dice. Oh, that is a tough choice. I think I'd rather put one right here, and then next round I will get more robots in there. I can like activate that a few times. Maybe we should actually, there is nothing to get more robots, right? There unfortunately is not. But let me see. No, because this one would activate another tile, but not the right one. Because it only activates the left and right, and if I like put it any place, it would only activate left and right. I would have to put it there. It's possible. If I push like everything up there and push that off the map, I could actually do that. I could push that there. Then I could only do it with the Ravager card. That could be possible, actually. All right, so now let me see. Now I would really like to get some. You know what? I will spend one of these scrap cubes here. Turn that over to a 3. Oh, but if I use this action, then the Ravager action would actually take place. But that is not too bad, because this effect says we will have to take one of these markers here and put it on one of these dice in the supply here. But that is still fine, because I only will have 2 of those. Hal will have 1, so it's going to be fine. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So I'll put that there. And now I would like to have some technologies. We also have these special technologies here, right? these would also be something, because these give us like points for, like these three here would give us points for each technology we have in here at the end of the game. That's not too bad, but I think I'd rather work with those at the end of the game. Right now I want to get like this little engine going here, right? I would really like to have this one up there. That would be really cool. But that would mean I would have to push 1, 2, 3 up there. I would have to put 3 things in here. Would that somehow make sense? Take this one, and then the next one could be either a yellow one or also one of those. This would be just a victory point. I mean, that's not too bad, right? That's also an option, that I just put this one right there and the victory point beside it, right? And then every time I activate this row, I just get like 2 victory points. And I could do that like each round. That is pretty massive, actually. And then I would still have 1 left over, and that is either getting a new ship or moving ships. And I think moving ships is quite important as well. That could be it. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take this one and that one, and also this one for moving. I think that's what I will do. So, and now we will have to push these in. I will just push in this one here, and this one I will push there, and this one right there. I think like this is not too bad. And now I have quite a few things here. If you just take a quick look here, you see that we do have quite a few nice things here in our tableau. Nice. Okay, so that now we'll take a yellow card, and then that's pretty much it. So then it's Hal's turn. Hal will use their blue die and put it right here. So the number doesn't matter then. We will take one of these blue cards here. That is again one that you can activate. So we will put that in the last row over here. Put a robot on here, which, oh, that's 3 points, man. That is pretty massive. And then Hal will, then we will activate Ravagers. There's 1 right there. So that Ravager will go to number 6. Put a cube on there. Oh, that one is still over there. Like this. And also we will get new technologies. So we will get a blue one here. That is, yeah, that's a pretty okay one, but not that great. And the green one is okay as well. I'm not too crazy about those, to be honest. Okay, now it's my turn. I still have that blue die here. What could I do with that? We could remove some damage markers. I think I will do that because I will show you something. So I will actually put that right here so we can remove some damage markers. And I think I can also remove those from the dice here. I will have to check that later, but I don't really care about that. So which actions are the most important ones for me? This one is important. Also, these Ravager cards are important. And then missions, blue or yellow ones. Which ones are more important to me? Probably rather, I don't know, maybe the yellow one. So let me just remove that one as well. So these 3. And now what I can do with these 3. So either I can put them into my supply like I did before, but what we can also do, we can also put them on our little tiles here, and we can activate that effect immediately. We can would only do that once per round per tile, right? But at the end of the round, these will be removed. So I think that's what I will do. I will actually put 1 there so we can get another robot into our break room here. And then we still have 2 more. And what I could do, I could get just a few victory points. We could also get a few ships out, right? Like getting a ship wouldn't be too bad. I could really use that, actually. That would be a pretty good idea. So I think I will put 1 right here to get a victory point, and then I will put 1 here to get another ship. And also, what I just realized, I forgot to activate 1 row. at the beginning of the turn with a card, and I definitely want to activate this row here. So I will just play one here, and then I will get 1 victory point, another victory point, because I'm activating this one right there. So that's 2 victory points, and also I will get I will just get another one of these cubes. These are really good, like that. Okay, cool. So that was that move right here. Then I will draw a blue card, and then this one will go over there, and that's it. Now it's Hal's turn. Hal cannot do the blue action here because they don't have a blue cube anymore, die anymore, but the yellow one. So the yellow one will go over there. They will draw a yellow card. That is also an activation card. That will go up there. That is 1 victory point for Hal, and also we will get new technologies. 2, so this one will be actually pushed off. Let me remove that. And then we will get a yellow and a green one. The yellow one I like, and I can still use a yellow one because that is another victory point, and also a green one, which is also another victory point. But that's 4. I can't possibly afford those, but that might actually be an idea to get some of those because I really need to go for victory points. All right, I think that was already it. Oh, Ravagers. Right, there is one Ravager that will appear. That is on number 1 over there. And then we will also use one of these cubes here. There we go. Okay, and that was already it. Now it's my turn. Now I need to do sequence B because I don't have any dice left, right? But now I get more dice. I get 2 yellow ones. I get a blue one and also 2 green ones. Take a look at this. So now we have many more dice we can work with. And now the game also takes a little bit longer, right? Because it takes longer until sequence B will be initiated by me. Okay, so we have our dice here. These look not too great. But I do have a few of these cubes here, so we can work a little bit with that. So these cards will all be, these cards will all be removed. And one thing that is really cool is that now these cubes that I used, right? Now you might think, well, I used them on the tiles, so they probably go back in the common supply. No, they go in my supply. So I still can use them, right? So it's actually stupid to put them directly in there. You should always put them like on your tiles. I kind of missed that in the first round, but that is fine. And now we are moving the Black Angel one further there. This one will be turned over and put over here. Okay. These will soon drop off the board, so I might have to think about like activating some of those. Okay. And now it's Hal's turn. Hal's will do the same thing. We'll also do sequence B. So they will also, just do that. Turn that over and put that over there. And of course, also get like 1 die each. Okay, nice. All right, so it's my turn again. And we're slowly approaching, we're slowly approaching, not the end, but we are at least halfway through. I think even a little further. I think we're 2/3 through of the game. I still have 2 or 3 more rounds to do stuff. And we both don't have too many points at the moment. That is pretty crazy, but Hal will get a lot of points when these drop off the map. That will be pretty brutal for me. Okay, so first let me activate rows. I have 2 ships here, which is fine for now. I don't have a lot of robots there, but I have enough, I think. So I think what I like to do is first activate that row here, I think. Yeah, I think I want to do that because I want to get a few victory points. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let me take this blue card here, which that is not really a card that I need at the moment because this one will just give me 3 victory points per 2 resources, and I didn't invest in those at all so far. So just put that there, and then I will get 1 victory point, 2 victory points, and then I will just take, well, I have enough of these cubes actually. Let me take a resource just to be safe. I might need those later on, and then these 2 victory points. Okay. And that's one thing I will do. And then let me look at my dice. I definitely want to activate this card here because I want to get more victory points and more robots. That's something that I really want to do. But then again, we could also like try to get to a few cards, but let's not do that for now. I think I will spend one of these markers here to turn that over to a 2. Actually, no, not yet. Let me take that back because I have a 2 here. So I will put that on the card. I can only do that if I have a robot there, and I do have one there, right? That robot is chilling right there. That robot doesn't count because that one, oh, let me just maybe show that close up. So that robot here, that robot doesn't count because that one just marks that I activated, I put this card down and I got the reward. But this one in the ship, I need to have one robot with a ship on this card to be able to use that action with a die, right? So I'll put a 2 on there, and then I can activate that twice, right? Which is pretty cool. And that now means I can activate that twice, and I will get 2 robots. Put them right here. And also I will get 2 victory points, which I will gladly also take. Right, so I used a green die, so I draw a green card. And now it's Hal's turn. Hal will use the yellow die and put it right there. And now if we take a close look at the card here, we see that there's like a black and white symbol under that, right? Which means that Hal will also take these special tiles here, these special technologies if possible, but it's only a 1, no more. So these cost 2, that's not possible. So Hal will now take a technology starting like where they will leave the closest, so closest to the edge where they will leave the boards right there, and will take as many as, well, they can with the 1, and that's only 1. That tile is just discarded, but Hal receives 2 victory points for each of those, because if we take a look here at the card again, we see there, like the 4th item there is the technology, and it gives him 2 points. Okay, so we are not doing too well here, but let's see what we can do. All right, it's our turn again. We still have a lot of dice here. Let me see what we can do. I could activate that again for 2 victory points, but let me first activate our rows here. So what do I want to activate? Because I want to get some technologies over there. Oops. I definitely want to get some technologies over there. But, oh, that one should have been removed there. But we have, well, I have a 2 here. I want these 2, right? And these cost 3 together, 4 together. I can actually do that. I can manage that if I use that several times, but I have to remove the Ravagers first, right? And I can remove Ravagers with a green die, which I will do. I will actually now do that, I think. Yeah, I will do that. So let me spend one of these. Oh no, wait. I need to activate the rows first. I always forget that. So what do I want? Well, victory point is good. Moving a ship might also be an idea, right? To get a move on there, that might be an idea. And I'm thinking, because I could move a robot, but are there any interesting things there? There I could get some of those, doesn't really matter. This one here, there I could like remove 1 robot and a technology in order to get 3 victory points. That is a possibility, but I don't want to get rid of my technologies, to be honest, because these are pretty okay actually. These are not too bad. So these all I don't really like either of those. I'll do it differently. I'll take a green card, one that I don't like too much. That one gives a lot of victory points. This one isn't too interesting here. This one isn't too interesting. So I will actually use that one here to activate this row, so I can draw another card. I will just draw, I don't know. Let me draw a blue one because I don't have any of those. And then I will get a robot, or can put a robot back and forth here. Let me just see. I think I will just put a robot in here. doesn't really matter to have. Doesn't really. It's not a bad thing to have more there. So, and now let me think what I can do. So I could actually try to place another card in space. That might be a pretty good idea, because I do have a few ones that I kind of like. This one here, I could remove like a Ravager card and one of those to get 3 victory points. That's pretty good. Okay, let me first do the Ravager thing here. That is important. So I will actually spend one of those to turn that to a 2, and then I will put it right there. So now I can remove 2 Ravager cards, either these 2 or that one. But I want to get technologies later, so I will remove that one, right? And now I can have 1 more point to remove 1 more card, but I can't because there are 2. And I always need to remove both at the same time, but I can remove this one over here, right? Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. I would have to activate this effect, meaning I would have to put like a robot on here, but now I'm destroying the card, then I would get the robot back, right? So I will just take these 2 Ravager cards into my hand, and then I can draw a green card. Okay, so and now I do need to look at the hand card limit, right? Because there's a hand card limit of 6, but the Ravager cards don't count. So you see here I have 2, 4, 6, 7 cards now. So I need to remove one of those, and I remove this one here. Just put that, discard that one. Okay, so now it's Hal's turn again. Hal will continue by using their green die on here, drawing a green card, which is an activation card again. Put that here where the silver lining is, and receive 3 points for that. And then also put a robot on here and receive a ship, and a ship would give another point. Man, I'm not doing well at all. Not at all. And then Hal will also Ravagers will appear. So that is 1, 2, 3 Ravagers. Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot. So the first will go on 6 with a cube. The second one will go on 2. Another cube here. And the last one will go on number 4, which is up here, with another cube. Okay. Well, that was pretty amazing. And then we will also get a green one here. So that is horrible, because I just removed that one, and now we'll have to just work with that, I suppose. But that effect is not too bad. That just means I have to discard one of my cards, and I have so many cards anyway, so I think it's okay. I can just leave that card there. Okay, it's my turn now. I really want like these technologies now, and they're getting cheaper. Is that enough now? Yeah, that is now enough. Great. Then I will definitely do that. I will spend one of these cubes here, turn that over, put that here, and then I will 3. That is enough to get these 2 here, right? I also need to remove 1 card from my hand, like discard one because of the Ravager card, and I will just remove. Which one would I remove? Let me remove this one here. Okay. So because I can draw a yellow one again, and then I will push that one in here, and I will push that one in here. Now take a look at this row. This row gives me 3 victory points, this one gives me 2. And that is pretty amazing. Oh, by the way, I forgot to activate a row. I should have done that before. So let me just revert those. Of course, I will activate that later on. So I would now activate probably this one here. So I will just place a Ravager card there. Then I would get 1 victory point. I would get a ship or could move one. I still don't want to. Do I want to move a ship? I could move a ship and place a card. That might be actually a pretty good idea. I think I might do that. Let me put just the robot in the ship here. I can move it 2 spaces. This one is actually not too bad. Yeah, let me just move that 2 spaces and put that card here. Oops. Park that there. Put a robot on here, one of mine, if possible, get a victory point for that. And then I will also get another robot, which I will gladly put here in the break room. Okay, so I activated all of those, and now I will do again what I did before here, like this. Okay, great. So I did all of that. I will take a yellow card, and now it's Hal's turn. And Hal, the die color they have is not mentioned here, so they will just put that back in the supply and receive 3 VP. There we go. Okay, then it's my turn again. So now I will, of course, I need more Ravager cards. So I think I will destroy a few if possible. I can't do this. Can't do it this round. Well, still, I will put Ravager card here so I can activate all 3 and get 3 victory points. That is important. And then what will I do? Let me think. I have yellow and blue. I can't do any things here. With the I could get a few cubes. That might be an idea. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to repair. That. But actually, then I would have to discard a Ravager card from my hand. I will do that. I will collect more later on. And now I can remove 3 cubes. I will remove, doesn't really matter too much. I will just remove that one and this one and that one. And I will put all 3 here on my victory point tiles, right? Which gives me another 3 victory points, which is okay. So we are slowly getting there. I'm still not quite sure we can win, but I mean, we are at least getting there. Okay, and then I used one of these blue ones. I'm going to get one of these cards here. Now it's Hal's turn. Hal doesn't have any dice left, so they will now do sequence B. And now it's going to be really dangerous because this will now get removed, and these now all drop off the map. So the Hal's robots will just go back into the break room, and these are both his cards. They will now leave space, right? Because that tile is removed. And for each of these cards, he will get 3 victory points. And that is impressive because now we have a really big problem. I don't know if we can get him anymore. So turn that over. Oops. And there was the Spez one, right? Let me just show you how that works. Because now that Spez token fell off the map. And that means what we will do now we will take the Spez one and we will put it right there. So 2 more sequences B and we will have reached the planet Spez. And that means then that then the game is over. So we don't have a whole lot of rounds anymore. I have now 1 round, then sequence B. Hal will have 3 rounds in sequence B. It's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot, to be honest. So that'd be kind of tough. So Hal will get, oh, that's all pretty bad, which is okay. Good. And now, did we do anything? Did we do everything? I think so. And now it's my turn again. So I still have that yellow one here. What will we do with that one? We can't do a whole lot with it, right? Because, I couldn't activate that anymore. That is really bad. So what we can do now, I can also remove one of these, right? To use a die that belongs to Hal. I could do that. Then I could turn it over. Oh, that's actually something that I could do. And that would give me 3 more points. Oh, by the way, I removed these 2 cards here. These are the 2 cards that were lying here. Let me think. Okay, first I need to activate one of these rows. These good ones are all activated already. This one is that one interesting? It kinda is. This one would be a little bit, that wouldn't be interesting. I will take this one here. That's what I will do. I will take this one. Let me just activate it like this. And then I will not take one of those. I will actually take one of those. Put it here because I will need one in just a minute. And then I will, get another ship. And also I will get another robot. That's all the robots I could get. No more I can get. So that one is actually pretty worthless, that tile. Okay, that's one thing I did, and what I will do now is we'll actually spend one of those to take one of Hal's dice. I will spend one of those to turn it over, and now I can actually put it here. That means because I have a robot there, I can do that, and that will now give me 3 robots, which I don't have anymore, but also 3 victory points. Okay, I still don't think we can win, but I mean that wasn't too bad. And then I will draw a green card. Now it's Hal's turn. Hal will now turn over a card, and that will be the blue one right here. And they will now remove, like clockwise, they will remove one of these tokens, and that will grant them 2 points. Oh man, we're really losing bad. Okay, that was it, and now it's my turn again. I still have that stupid yellow die that I really don't want to use for anything. But I could just get another tile maybe, right? But I don't want... Oh, well, actually, let me think. We have a 2 here, so we could buy all of those. We could actually get these now, because these would give us a few victory points. We do have 3 yellow tiles, so these would give us actually 6 points at the end of the game. So I think I will get that one. I think that's not a bad idea. So I'll put that there. I will have to discard a card because of that Ravager. Let me just remove that one here. It doesn't really, I don't really want that. And then I will take, which one did I want to have? This one here. And that one I will just push up here like this. And this one will just be removed. I will just put it right below here. Okay. That was that. I will take a yellow card. And now it is Hal's turn again. Hal will take the yellow die, put that right here, and they will just get that tile here, which will grant them 2 points, I think. Yeah. Okay, we're totally losing. So Hal is getting approximately the same points as in most games. So Hal is pretty consistent, to be honest. Like always like around like 40-ish kind of. Yeah, okay. But I still get a few points for like stuff I have left over here. Not a whole lot, but maybe a little bit. And now it's my turn again. I have to do sequence B, and then Hal has to do sequence B. So that is probably the end of the game now. So this will go up here. And then I will, well, no, we do that in a minute. First, I will have to reroll my dice, which doesn't really matter anymore, I think, because it's pretty much the end of the game here. So there we go, there we go. These I will put all here. The cards will be removed like that, so that the tableau here is reset. And then we will move the Black Angel further up there. And then here, these will be removed. These will do nothing. If had they been like these, the ones with the arrows here, then stuff would happen. But that is not the case, so nothing happens. And these all go back under the supply, actually. And then this will be turned over, put here. And that was my turn, and now it is Hal's turn, and Hal will exactly do the same. Like roll these dice, just for completion's sake, like this, and then they will do the same thing. The Archangel will move there, but they still have these 2 cards here that will grant them 3 points each. So that's 2, 4, 6 points. So wow, we lost by a huge margin. Oh, that was a bad game. I wish I could have shown you a better game. I actually didn't do too bad, but somehow I didn't get the victory points, right? I don't know. This still kind of hard. It's still kind of hard to grasp which tactic to employ. But we're not quite done yet, because while this is now the end of the game, we still get a few victory points. So first of all, I get like 2 points for each yellow tile I have in here. That is another 6 points. That's 2, 4, 6. And then what I can also do, because we reached the planet Spez, the game can also end when all Ravager cards, like when this Ravager deck has been depleted. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's still 7 cards here, so we're totally fine. But if that happens and the game ends, then the Black Angel is destroyed and you don't get any victory points anymore, right? And the game just ends. But because we did reach the planet space, we actually finished our objective. What I can do now is take all the robots here, which is 2, 4, 6 robots, plus these resources, that's 8, plus these ships, that is 10. And then I can divide that by 2, which is 5, and add those to my victory points as well. And now it's the end of the game. So as you can see now, the AI is 44 and we have 35 points. So yeah, we lost, but not as horribly as I thought a few rounds ago. So yeah, it's like 9 points. They have 9 points more. My last game was definitely better. But yeah, that is pretty much how you play Black Angel. This is a game I really enjoy. It has a lot of moving parts. So you do have to like the setup and the teardown. You need like, for each of those, you need like 10 to 15 minutes. And then the game itself. So I need like 60 to 90 minutes for the game, right? And then you need like 10 to 15 minutes for setup and teardown. So let's say like 1.5 to 2 hours you need for the game solo. Maybe if you're really quick, you need even a little less. But I need like around let's say 1.5 hours I need for everything. Setup, teardown, and the game itself. And I think that's pretty good for such a deep and complex game. I think that's pretty good. Also, the rules are quite extensive. There are a lot of moving parts that you have to remember. I always have to take a look at the rules again whenever I pull out the game and play it, because I don't play it too often. I just play it off and on. And off and on means I don't know all the rules by heart anymore. So I will just have to take a look at the rules again. When you know the rules, then the game is pretty smooth to play, I gotta say. Like you just put a card there, activate one of these rows, you put a die someplace, then you do whatever that effect says, you draw a card, and that's it. And Sequence B is even simpler. You re-roll the dice, you clean everything up here, and you move the Black Angel. That's pretty much all. So actually pretty simple once you know how it works, but there is a lot of tactical stuff here. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things you have to keep in mind, but I really enjoy this. This is a really cool game. I'm really glad that I got this, and I think this is a game that I will play more often, but I think this might actually enter my most favorite solo games list. I really like this. I haven't played it multiplayer yet, so I don't know how that is. If you have played it multiplayer, why don't you let me know in the comments? I would love to hear your opinion on it, how the game is when you actually play it with other people. I've only played solo so far. I will hardly ever get it to the table with other people because that will be pretty tough, I think. Yeah, and also this was suggested by patrons, right? If you would also like to suggest games that I play on the channel, I mean, of course, I always look to the comments and I see if there are any cool games that you mentioned that I might be interested in. But actually, like, my patrons can actually suggest like games once a month, and I will have to play one of those. And that one that is actually voted on by the community. And if you want to take part in that, take a look at my Patreon. You might actually find a cool tier that you can back if you wanted to, but if not, you can just take part in these polls and then watch my playthroughs. I think that's pretty fun. And in any way, I really want to thank all of you for your support, for commenting, for liking my videos, for watching them, for just getting in touch with me, for pretty much everything. And especially I want to thank my patrons who are generously supporting me on Patreon. A huge shout out to Thakano, who's currently my biggest supporter, and also suggested Black Angel to play. So that is pretty funny. So thank you so much for your support. And if you would also like to support me, as I said, why don't you head over to my Patreon? You can find the link in this video's description. And that was my playthrough of Black Angel, a game I thoroughly enjoy. As usual, if I made any mistakes, then I will put the corrections in my pinned comment right below the video, so you can take a look there. But I really hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I really enjoy this game. I think it's a really, really good one once you know how it plays. I almost forgot this because we still have our Board Gaming Alphabet Challenge, right? And this is actually the second game that I published on my channel this year, that I also recorded this year. If you don't know what I'm doing here, I am trying to play one game with each letter this year from A to Z. I am noting the games that I play privately here, like the first game I play, not all of them, but also the games that I play on the YouTube channel. And I already played Snow People for you on the channel, and now today this is Black Angel. Wow, that I actually put such a large game here on the list is really cool. Black Angel. And then I will find a cool color. Let's do some purple. I think that is pretty fitting for Black Angel. And then we can color that here. All right. So we got 2 of 26 games here that we have done. But yeah, I will try to finish that entire list here. All right. That is Black Angel for B. And that is pretty cool. Nice. Okay. Let me put that away again. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you let me know by liking and or commenting. You can also subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with my future content, because I will definitely upload more and more videos on my channel. You can also join my Discord server if you would like to hang out with me in my community. That would be amazing. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.